I'm reading this review and it's like, oh, the first could have been more fun. An emphasis on the covenant pivots to acquire, but no less devastating plot. No, it's all about the covenant. What are you talking about? There should be no other fucking plot lines going on other than the covenant war. The war against the covenant is the fucking war for the future of humanity, and we're fucking talking about bullshit for 4 fucking hours.
So, Vic, would you recommend it to your friends or what?
I don't know
Should our viewers, all
because
9 of them, tune in for season 2?
Hello and welcome to the Gambling Racket, the sports betting podcast aimed at giving you the knowledge, insight, and picks to pad your bankroll and level up your knowledge of professional tennis betting. Thank you for joining us for the 6th episode of our tennis commentary and betting analysis. For those of you that have been with us from the start, we'd like to thank you so much for your support up until this point and let you know that the support is greatly appreciated and the profits don't stop here. You may have noticed we've decided to go in a new direction with the title of our show. We believe that in order to serve you best and to build a community of like-minded gamblers, we need to better advertise who we are and what we aim to achieve. This is more than a hobby for us. We put our time, our hearts, and most importantly, our money into making the product we put out a quality one and the picks we make winning ones. The name Double Fault is catchy, but ultimately a losing one. When we fault, we don't plan on repeating it. We're here to win. And when we stumble, we don't chase. We stick to our guns and we do what we do best. And that's pick winners on the tennis court. It's been a fast 2024 so far. And if you're just joining us, we're excited to have you along for the ride. So buckle up, lock in, and get ready to make some money on the tennis court this year. This is the Gambling Racket, and we're ready to serve. My name is Ben, and joining me today are my co-hosts Vic and Chris with the same excitement we bring you every week. These guys have been eating all week and they're really excited to brag about the money they've made. So without further ado, let's start with a recap of last week's tournaments and where we made some money. ATP Rotterdam was the first 500 level event of the year for the men, and also the first time we got to see Jannik Sinner in action after his dominant win at the Australian Open. The time off didn't seem to have too much of an impact on his game as he handily took home the title in Rotterdam today over Alex de Minaur, after only forfeiting 2 break points throughout the entire tournament. So with that in mind, Vic, Chris, where'd you guys make money?
I didn't do too well this week. So Bublik went down in the second round to Milos Raonic, who gave Sinner a good quarterfinal before he had to retire due to injury, which is the Storian Raonic, the Canadian with the weird fucking name. So this son of a bitch cost me money, and then he punked out to Sinner when he got hurt anyway. But yeah, besides that, Rybakina made it to the finals and lost to Iga. It was up 4-1 in the first set in the championship, so that was a bummer. So not a strong week for me. I know Chris has some wins that he wants to talk to, so I'll quit talking about my L's and I'll let Chris talk about his wins.
Fair enough.
So this week I tried something a little different. I have some friends in California who can't legally gamble at the normal sports books, but they do have access to Prize Picks.
Because they live in the People's Republic of California. Gavin Newsom's hellhole. All right, sorry. That's it for the
Hey, but Fallout fans, pay attention.
Boo, Gavin Newsom.
But yay, Fallout.
They only have props on there, and you have to pick total games over under. We put together 4 different parlays totaling 10 legs throughout the week. Hit every single one of them. The biggest winner was my boy J5. Put in $5 on the ladder challenge. By the end of the week, he had $750. Bing bong. Probably the best win that or best streak that I've seen in a long time. So I thought a lot of people really showed a lot in this tournament. There was a lot of great games. Ben, you talked about Milos, getting to the round against Sinner. and then giving Sinner all he could handle before eventually retiring. I thought that was big for him. Like Vic said, though, guy loves to retire. He's very injury prone. The Jerry versus Echeverry match. Jerry looked like the worst of the two until Echeverry got hurt. I think he pulled something inside or hurt his hip, and ultimately retired there. And then Jerry actually turned it up a notch to make it all the way to the finals, only to get smoked by a wild card. So I think that's a big storyline this week. I didn't have any idea who this guy was. Obviously, he's a wild card. I stayed off the game today with Jerry because I thought this guy was playing really good tennis. I thought Jerry got there by happenstance. But yeah, great week for us.
Name. You got his name?
Which
He's got
one?
3 names, right? The dude who
Diaz Acosta. Facundo Diaz Acosta. Yeah. Put on a great fucking show today. Good for this dude. Again, I texted you boys earlier today that whoever gave this guy the wild card should get a bonus or a raise or something. What an impressive showing. I mean, he looked as good as Jerry looked beating Carlos Alcaraz in the semis. On clay, Diaz Acosta looked better today. He was it. And he took that wild card and he wrote it for all it was worth. Same thing we aim to do on the gambling racket, boys. Let's go. Let's go, Diaz Acosta.
Yeah, seriously, good run for him. And I've noticed that these Argentinians, man, I was looking at his activity. All they do is play on clay. All these South Americans do is play on clay. So something to keep in mind, I guess, for us when we get to French Open season is that South Americans, a lot of experience on the clay court. So something I'm definitely going to keep in the back of my mind is that especially these Argentines, all they do is elect libertarians and play on clay. So
okay, I love the politics plug.
okay.
This is the second tournament on what they call the Golden Swing. It's just a whole slew of tournaments throughout South America that are, I'm pretty sure they're all on clay courts. And most of them are like headlined by clay court pros, like the top clay court guys or locals, like we saw with Diaz Acosta, who got the wild card because he's a native of Argentina. So last week we had an Argentina tournament. This was the Argentina Open. Next week we're going into Brazil, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But
Yeah, do you want to start
they
with
call it
that
the
one?
Golden Swing. We'll get there. We'll get there. But wait, I feel like we're missing something. Oh, we're missing Del Rey.
Oh yeah, Del Rey. So Tommy Paul, Taylor Fritz, just like Daytona 500 got moved to Monday because of the rain. I'm on Tommy Paul against Taylor tomorrow morning. So hopefully he can get that done. I've seen a lot of people talking shit on Taylor Fritz's footwork. Frankly, I don't have the experience or expertise to tell you if it's good footwork or not, but the people I follow on Twitter do not think that he's got solid footwork and that like I said last podcast, all he is a big serve and forehand, whereas Tommy Paul is a much more complete player. So definitely going Tommy Paul there and hoping that he, takes over the top spot for the Americans in Del Rey.
So there's a lot of storylines coming out of Del Rey. None more intriguing to me than Francis Tiafoe looking slower than a bag of rocks. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just maybe put on a little weight or something. I really don't know.
Fired his coach. Well, so he had that big upswing, and then with some Austrian coach or whatever, some Central European fella, and then he fired him after last year's U.S. Open. And again, since he fired him, it's not been looking good for him. He has not played well since he's lost the strict disciplinarian coach. So I think that might be a big part of it. But yeah, you're right, Chris. He has not looked good. Tommy Paul did not have any issues with him at all in the semifinals. 6-2, 6-2.
Chris, finish your point.
That was my point, man. Slower than a bag of rocks. And I was going to say he looked awful against Tommy Paul. And as like the second seed in that tournament, you expect something better than 6-2, 6-2 there. I actually made money on that by taking the under 22.5 games. But I thought it would be 6-4, 6-4 at least.
That's fair. Hey, we talked about this last week. He looked the same way in the semis in Dallas. I think it was the semis. He just looked slow. He looked like he had fucking rocks in his shorts. It didn't look good, or weights on his ankles. However you fucking visualize that shit. It did not, it was not a good look for him. I mean, you gotta like let's try and piece together the big picture here, right? Is Tiafo actually slowing down, or is he just not giving a shit about these early in the season American ATP 250s that probably aren't like boosting or putting him too far down in the rankings too much, right?
So hold on, let me stop you there. If you're going to show up to the court, you might as well play and give it your extra effort. I don't think that he's not giving any effort. So my whole point with bringing it up again this week is that one bad tournament, everybody has them, right? Like Carlos Alcaraz just lost to Jerry. We'll get to there, but everybody has a bad tournament. Now we've got 2 data points in a row where it's like, what's going on with this guy?
But then also, I think you got to look at. I mean, he made 2 semifinals in a row, and we're like calling him out for looking like shit as well. So I think that's because we all recognize the talent is there, right? We're like we've seen this dude play incredible, and he just doesn't. He looks like shit lately, frankly. Like he's beating the guys he should beat, and then the guys that he should be competitive with, he's getting blown out of the water. So
that's what I'm saying. There's like a tier level drop off.
Yeah.
And I really don't mean it to sound overly critical of him because, like you said, he is finding success. But like you said, we've seen the talent. I want to see him, go 3 sets with these guys.
Yeah, definitely. He should not be getting, Tommy Paul should have a tougher time with him than 6'2", 6'2". Like, you know what I
I
mean?
want what's best for him.
Hey, that's what we're all about, supporting American tennis players on this podcast, right? So, Chris,
Right.
Also,
really proud of you for
Kazakhstan
toeing the
wants.
line.
Also, Kazakhstan he wants.
Oh, yeah,
That's
but
fine. That's
we'll
fine.
get to that. We got plenty to talk about when we get to drag Vic through the fucking mud later. So,
I'm never abandoning Kazakhstan. I don't give a
all
fuck.
right, so Del Rey still got to be finished. We did the Argentina Open. Oh, shit. We covered Rotterdam. Vic, you covered WTA, right? Yeah. The
Yeah,
Iga won today.
Rybakina lost to Iga in the final. I didn't see anything. Naomi Osaka, something to keep in mind. Naomi Osaka made her quarterfinal, and she lost in 2 sets, but they both went to tiebreak. So she did not look very good to start the year. Got punched out in the first round in the Australian Open, but maybe this is her getting back in form. So something to keep in mind. Osaka might be on her way back up. And then the other big thing. I gave out this pick last week, and I regretted it immensely. Jelena Ostapenko, I said she was 13-0 against everybody except Azarenka. She played Azarenka in the 3rd round, got absolutely fucking bodied 6-0, 6-3. And then she refused to shake hands at the net. I hate this. It is despicable to me. The lack of sportsmanship, totally pathetic. I mean, I'm not going to say shit. Ostapenko, I will never bet on her again. She's weak. She's pathetic. Fuck that. You shake hands when you get punked like that, man. Like you don't. That's like she offered a racket touch, and Azarenka was like, "Fuck that," And so I don't know. I was pissed. I was more upset with the lack of handshake than the performance. Honestly, like I lost money on that game. And I was still like, "What the fuck is she doing?" It was crazy to me.
All right, Vic's a good sport.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, that's your second monologue tirade of the night. You're heated, brother.
yeah, and I want to request a third because you had a futures bet on Bublik to win Rotterdam. Tell me about what you thought of his performance.
At what point did you know you were fucked?
Honestly, I didn't feel too bad about it. I mean, he beat Cork in the first round, which was a rematch of the final from the 250 last 2 weeks ago. And then, like I said, he ran into Raonic or however the hell you say his name.
Roundage.
Okay. And I mean 6-4, 6-4. He's a breakaway either set. Like Bublik is a high variance dude. Like he can make every shot, but then he can also blow a lot of shit. And he fools around a lot. He fools around with the underhand serves, walking up and like disrespecting people on their serve, like standing at the like way inside the court. So sometimes that's gonna happen to you. Sometimes that's gonna happen. I wasn't like shocked or anything. I mean, the thing I'm most disappointed about is that I didn't get to see him against Sinner, because that's what I was looking forward to most, is him against Sinner, like him against like an elite level guy. So I could come in here and spew some blue bleak propaganda about how he's right there, but I didn't get that opportunity now.
I love the thought, but honestly, the takeaway for me is that Bublik blows a lot of shit. Thank you, Victor, for that soundbite. We're going to use that going forward. With that in mind, let's move on to the events we got coming up this week. Fortunately for us, I don't know. Boys, you tell me. We just had a week that was we headlined our podcast talking about the WTA 1000 event first. We've got another one back to back. Do we want to headline it with that again, or do we feel like maybe that wasn't the best of the
Best
best of maybe it
I
didn't set us
forgot
up for
how to
success,
speak
is
English.
what I'm saying. So do we want to talk about men or women first?
Well, I know
There's
nothing
three
about
men.
women's tennis.
Go ahead, Chris.
I know nothing about women's tennis.
Let's just rattle this off real quick then, in 5 minutes. The
Okay,
WTA.
I'm in.
Yeah, all right. So like I said, it's the Dubai Tennis Championships. 2023 champion is Barbara something Czech that I can't say. Iga, Sabalenka, Coco, and Elena are the top four seeds. Owens Jabeur had to withdraw because of her knee, so no crying from Owens just this week. And then for your futures, Sabalenka plus 225, Iga plus 260, Coco plus 450, and then Rebecca plus 700, and then there's a huge drop off in the level of competition. One thing to note, I think I talked about this briefly last week, is that Maria Sakkari's coach I thought was a bum, and she fired him. So might see a little bounce, dead cat bounce, if you will, from Maria Sakkari there, plus 4,000. That's the only, and then Azarenka is plus 4,000 as well. But I don't really see anyone else that I think would make a deep run. Oh, and that 16-year-old chick who had the real deep run in the Australian Open is there as well. What's her name, Ben? Mira Andreeva. Yes.
Andreeva, she is
Yeah.
in, yes, she is in this tournament. Uh, of note, Raducanu is
Oh,
out.
Andreeva actually lost to Peyton Stearns in the first round, so don't worry about that.
Oh, damn. Live updates. Okay. Damn.
Yeah,
Instantaneous updates, I should say. Andreeva is out. Oh, I just saw that. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So looking at WTA to Dubai, Vic, let me know who you thinking is going to make a run here.
Yeah, so for the winner for the tournament, I'm a sucker for Kazakhstanis. Rybakina plus 700. She sets up to play Sabalenka in the semis, and I think that'll be her toughest test. She's been on absolute fire lately. Like I said, she just lost the finals in the Qatar Open to Iga, and then Iga, if everything plays out and it's all chalky, Iga will play Coco. So, and Iga has trouble with Coco, so I could see it being Rebecca versus Coco in the final. So that's the final I'm expecting. And then I think Rebecca is going to take it.
Okay. I actually, I don't hate your logic. If it were to come to that, I don't even think, I think Coco's head is not in the game right now, at least in this part of the world. I think that she's viewing this tour throughout the Middle East as something that is just like kind of practice for her, essentially, leading up to bigger things. I like Ostapenko. Sorry. I know you hit the name. Ostapenko's second quarter winner is plus 500, and all she has to overcome is, well, Coco Gauff, obviously, Kalinskaya, and Paula Badosa.
Yeah, Paula, Paula, if the body holds up, she's looked good this year. She had that injury in Thailand though, and I think she's played a match since then, but I haven't seen it. So that does look like a good one. Yeah. That'd be a
I'm
second.
gonna put a unit. I'm gonna put a unit on Ostapenko to win the second quarter. If you like Badosa, she's plus 1,000 to win the second quarter. She has to come over Coco Gauff, Kalinskaya, Pliskova, and Ostapenko. But I feel like that's decent odds for someone who's playing pretty good tennis, regardless of how you feel about, you know, her as a person, Vic. Hey, we all know she's a fucking brat. She's just a brat. Everyone knows that. But I agree with you that tennis etiquette is important to the game. It's like fighting in hockey is important to the game.
Mhm.
Shaking hands is important to the game in tennis. It's just what you do.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I like the analogy. Yeah, like hockey without fighting is not the same. Tennis without the post-match handshake, it's not the same to me. It's not the same.
Leave your politics at the door. We might not do this on this podcast, but leave them at the door on the fucking court. We're not on the court. I'm in a
Yeah,
fucking room. You're in a
do
fucking
as we
library, Vic, apparently. Chris is in outer fucking space. There is absolutely no room for etiquette in outer space. You survive.
You know what's amazing is that I can place my bets from outer space. Shout out to FanDuel.
I was thinking you could
International
breathe in outer
or
space.
like
That's way more amazing, dude.
universal.
You can breathe without a fucking helmet. Unless
Yeah,
unless you're sucking air through that straw.
I'm obviously in my shuttle right now. Like, what do you think?
Damn, dude, you got a nice transparent window behind you. I love that.
Thank you. That's why I sit here.
Give me give me the name of the guy that built yours and I might try and buy one.
Chris, you should try to
Uh,
visit the Titanic. I heard it goes very well when you go to
Lance Armstrong, I think, was the guy that built this.
Old One Nut.
Yeah, Neil Armstrong's great grandson.
Damn, isn't that Elon Musk?
I don't know. What's he up
Anyways,
to?
Vic, I kind of like to win outright in Dubai. I kind of liked Maria Sakari at plus 4,000.
Yeah,
I know you're
4,000. Plus 4,000 looks good. She would have to go through Rybakina and I have her losing to Rybakina in the quarterfinal match. So that's why I didn't have her in there. But like I said, just fired her coach. So that either it seems like you either get like an immediate jump in projection in output when you do that, or you immediately suck like Holger Rune. So I think she's going to go the other way because, frankly, from watching Breakpoint, I don't think her coach knows shit. I mean, I don't know shit, but it doesn't seem like he knows shit either.
so I two things on that. I think Rybakina is going to be tired. She has played 2 tournaments in a row. She's
she went to
probably
bunch of tournaments
she's
in a row.
gone far in those tournaments, and she might be a little worn down, which is fine. Like no one's gonna knock her for that. Listen, Chris, tilt your head down. Tilt it down. Tilt your head down. Ohio State fired their fucking basketball coach 2 days ago. They played Purdue. After yesterday, ESPN put out their preview bracket. UConn fan, by the way. Preview bracket. UConn, number 1 in the nation, but number 1 overall seed is going to be Purdue. Purdue goes up against Ohio State today after they fired their coach, and they fucking lose. Straight up lose. I hate Ohio State. I hate Chris for wearing that fucking hat. I
won
hate
today.
Purdue. I hate Purdue. I hate Zach
We
Edey.
won today. We knocked off the big mongoloid in the middle. You're welcome.
So where do they put Purdue? They put them at the fucking 2 seed and they make UConn the 1 seed. They put them at the 4. College basketball side, firing a coach, I think, gives you that fucking bump that that you need. Maria Sakkari plus 4,000 to win in Abu Dhabi. Oh, sorry,
I like it.
Dubai.
Dubai. Abu Dhabi.
Hey, Maria Sakkari to win in Dubai.
Nice. All right. We got some dogs. We got some dogs going on in Dubai then. So yeah, it should be an interesting tournament. Like you said, second WTA 1000 back to back. Yeah, WTA is definitely taking that oil money. They're in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Qatar, just raking it in, baby. Getting paid.
Isn't it a little surprising they allow women to even play sports there?
That's Saudi Arabia, I guess. They're bitching about going to Saudi Arabia for the WTA finals, which doesn't make sense.
Doha is Qatar, Dubai, UAE. Haven't seen Saudi Arabia yet. There are people talking about this though. There are some tennis channels on YouTube that are talking about this kind of the same type of politics that we're talking about right now. Go check them out. It's important stuff. Give these ladies protection to go play there. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'll say.
No, fuck that. I want to see them playing in the full get up,
boy.
the full fucking get up, full dresses.
Oh boy.
I want to know who's who. Have one in black and have one in like orange or something. And like, let's just fucking let them go out there and run around and that shit back and forth.
They have to deal with the lack of peripheral vision.
They're like knights, they got no field of vision, Yeah.
The views expressed on this podcast by Vic are not the expressed views of the Gambling Racket.
Listen, if I'm not seeing someone pass out from a heat stroke during a tennis match wearing full garb, then I don't want it.
Listen, if the Saudis can pay to whitewash or fucking not whitewash, sports wash golf, they can pay to sports wash tennis.
Yeah, women's tennis too.
Women's tennis too.
The cheapest of the tennis is
Get the fuck out of here. You're not above making money, you fucking bitches. There you go, Vic. I'll match your energy.
There you go. Nice.
Come at me. The guys who killed the guy from the fucking Washington Post or whatever it was. The Khashoggi.
The Khashoggi killers. Khashoggi killers.
Damn, I had a gang sign.
What odds do you have on Victoria Azarenka?
They flip pigeons in Riyadh. What were you saying, Chris?
Azarenka to win the quarter or win it all?
Win the quarter.
To win her quarter. Azarenka. I don't hate that. She's plus 600 to win the third quarter. She'd have to overcome Rybakina, Emma Navarro, Leylah Fernandez, and Maria Sakkari. So we'd be at odds here.
Yeah, we all be at odds. We'd all be interested in the third quarter.
We would all be at odds. But I don't hate that as a rank pick.
I was just curious.
Oh, never mind. Okay, not an official pick. The Gambling Racket fans.
Yeah, once you said she had to go through Rybakina, I said no mas.
Fair enough. All right. Well, hey, I feel like that covers the futures market for WTA. It starts really soon. Like Vic, you said, it starts like 1 a.m., which is 5 hours away from the recording of this video, for me at least. If we can't get some,
so it's like
soon. It's soon. We'll tweet out some picks, look out for that, or we'll make some shorts. I don't know. We'll do something. Just everything is recorded in our betting tracker. So check it out if you haven't yet. And the women will be covered there. But let's move on. We've got ATP events to cover as well. So Vic, take us into the first one. Doha, how about that?
Yeah, first one we got is the 2024 ExxonMobil Open. What do you know? ExxonMobil hosting an event in the Middle East. So the seeds you've got is Rublev at the 1 seed, Karen Khachanov as the 2 seed, Ugo Humbert as the 3, my boy Bublik 4, Fokina 5, Sharon Leonard Struff 6, Musetti 7, who's had a really disappointing year, and then Talon Griekspoor is 8, who had a really nice run in Rotterdam. Griekspoor had a really nice run in Rotterdam until he came up against Sinner. As far as the unseeded guys, Shevchenko, Murray, Gael Monfils in there on a wild card unless he assaults somebody again. Alexei Poprin is always a good dog, and then Emil Rusevori is in there as well. And then the final unseeded guy I like is Marazan. Fabian Marozhin, the Hungarian.
Morozian. Yeah, you're always a Morozian fan. I appreciate that.
Hey,
Go ahead,
speaking of
Chris.
Dick Boy, Dino Prismic is now on Tennis TV's top players to watch. Currently ranked 171 according to Tennis TV. He's the only player besides Facundo Bagnis from Argentina that's over 100 and in the spotlight.
There we go. Flipping pigeons, baby.
Dick, your dark horse is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, when after he had played Djokovic, and Djokovic's like, yeah, that guy's got something. Like that's his opinion definitely means a whole lot more than mine. So I'll take it. I feel lucky. I just picked a guy named Dino because I like the name. So yeah, I feel good about it. But yeah, for the odds we've got in Doha, Rublev is plus 275. Kachanov is plus 600. Ugo Humbert is plus 700. Bublik plus 9. Rusevori plus 12. Fokina plus 1,600. Griekspoor plus 1,600. And then Shevchenko is plus 2,000. So again, you've got 4 guys under 1,000. Probably the biggest surprise there to me is Rusevori is unseeded and he's at plus 1,200. But I mean, he's had a hot start to the year. My pick, as always, is going to be Bublik plus 900. I go ahead and I look at his route to the finals. He's going to probably go through the Hungarian Fuskovics, and then probably either Griekspoor or Poprin in the quarterfinal, and then his semifinal would be against the 2 seed. But yeah, I've got Bublik winning plus 900. A dog that I really like is Marozhin plus 2,800. Let's see what his draw is. His draw would take him through the 2 seed and then Bublik in the semis. So
all right. I disagree with a lot of what you just said, Vic. No offense. But Chris, I want to throw it to you first to give your take. What do you think about the Doha, the ExxonMobil Open?
I think Andrei Rublev is one of my new favorite tennis players. Very stout Russian. Obviously, he's not at good odds. I'm not saying to bet on him, but I do like him to dominate.
The Russians know about this.
They sure do. Also, stout. I don't know about that. He's literally a tall, lanky dude.
Yeah, but did you see him in that last tournament, man? He was
he's fucking phenomenal.
Dude, he was standing kind of stationary, just hitting just rockets back, just cranking that ball. And that's what really made me fall in love with him. So that's where the stout came from. That is
okay. I see what you're saying. I agree with that analysis, actually.
Smoking that ball, man. I thought Talon Griekspoor played really well in the last tournament until the final round. He kind of disappointed me. I think he's another one to watch. He's in Bublik's quarter, and I could see him coming out of that quarter. No offense to Kazakhstan. We all love Kazakhstan.
That's right.
That's true. Hey, Kazakhstan, we're looking for a sponsor. Anyways, this is for the men. We got some big names here, but this is a 250 event, not like Rotterdam, which is a 500. Reigning champ is Daniil Medvedev, who will not be competing today. Year before that was RBA, and he is also not competing this year. Oh no, sorry, he is competing this year, but he's a very long shot to win at plus 3,300. Rublev is a great pick, Chris, if that's who your future is on at plus 250.
Who in this field can you see beating Rublev is like my thing. Like his biggest opponent was Kachanov, Humbert, Bublik. Like, no offense to any of those guys. I just don't think they're beating Rublev right now.
Hey, you can throw a fence to all of these guys. There's nothing wrong with that because a lot of them are going to lose. Most of them are going
All
to
of them
lose,
are
in
going to lose
fact.
except for one
Yeah,
of them.
yeah,
So
exactly. So there's no reason to throw a fence. No reason to be worried about throwing a fence. I think my biggest concern here is the the move from the European setting of Rotterdam in the Netherlands to Doha, Qatar, whatever, however you say it.
bit of a
That's
flight. Yeah.
it's a couple time zone change, but they're both outdoors. Oh, sorry, they're going from indoors at Rotterdam to outdoors at Doha, and that's going to change big services like for Karen Hatchinov. That's going to change. It's going to change endurance for guys like I'm just looking at the name here. Maybe Humbert because he has had a great showing on these past couple like French indoor tournaments and kind of died off after that. I like that we're seeing Andy Murray again. He's plus 2,500. I don't think he's gonna win. Don't put money on him. That's ridiculous. I like that we're seeing guys like Popperin come back up. Vic, you mentioned him before. Appreciate that. He's a
Alexei
fun guy
Popper,
to watch.
fun guy to watch. He's definitely a young gun. I definitely think that he's gonna make it to the quarters. I expect him in the quarterfinals. So I'm gonna bet on him round one and round two if he gets there. So I mean, just he's playing a wild card in
Okay.
round one, so he's probably a heavy favorite, but then lined up against Greek Sport in round two. So I think I could see him taking out Greek Sport.
I absolutely agree with you. I think Greek Sport is a guy that performs well in his home country. He's a Dutchman, and he just performed super well in Rotterdam. So,
Bit of a letdown
absolutely,
spot. Yeah.
yeah, agreed. Strike Greek Sport from the record for me. I want to see Davidovich Fokina.
I don't like
Plus
the two last
1,600.
name guys.
I'm gonna put half a unit on him to win it.
You're okay with guys with two last names?
Oh, dude, you can have as many names as you want. If you hit the ball where it needs to go,
I don't care what your name is. All I care about is the name Benjamin. Because I'm all about the Benjamin.
That's what this is all about at the end of the day. That's correct. That's correct.
okay, yeah. You confused me for a second there because
You
my
thought he
name
was
is Ben.
off of
Yeah,
you?
yeah. I was like,
How
what?
narcissistic of you.
Yeah, it was. But I don't feel bad.
All right, so they have quarter winner odds up. Does anyone want to play a quarter winner odd? I'm looking at it right now. I mean, I've got Bublik, so I'm not gonna to win, so I'm not gonna play him for the third quarter. The only thing I think I'm gonna take for quarters is fourth quarter Emil Rusevori, because the big name, or actually no, fuck that. I'm taking Morosian plus 700 in the fourth quarter. I'm gonna stick with my Hungarian instead of Rusevori, the Finn. The Finn is gonna melt in the desert. I'm going with the Hungarian in for the fourth quarter.
Okay. I like that. Chris, what you got? You have any quarters for Doha?
You know who's playing really well and only has to get past Humbert? Lorenzo Sonego, baby. Plus 600 to win the second quarter, putting half
The
a unit on
Oitor.
that. That's my dark horse for
Okay.
this
That's
ATP
not
Doha.
actually that is probably the softest quarter. So like definitely
That's what I'm saying, dude.
yeah, that's
It's,
a
it's
nice pick. Nice pick.
I'm basically getting him plus 600 against Humbert. That's how I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's good.
I
That's
don't
good.
hate that. My pick, Vic, again, I'm at odds with Vic, is RBA at plus 750 to win the third quarter.
I've got it at plus 800 if you want it.
Yes, I do.
RBA. I'm like, who the fuck is he talking about? Oh, Agut.
Roberto Batista
Batista.
Agut. Agut.
Another three name motherfucker. You're obsessed with these guys with two last names.
Hey,
Yo,
man,
Mo
they
names,
win.
no problem.
They win.
Yeah, didn't you see who just beat Nicholas Jari in the fucking final, man?
That
Facundo Diaz Acosta.
yeah,
He has
fair
so
point.
many names.
How do
His
you
name was
categorize
Nicholas.
a guy like Jean-Leonard Struff, the German?
That's one first. That's two first names. That's two first.
Hyphenated first name.
Yeah,
Yeah, first
honestly, that actually prevents me from ever betting on him, even though he just has to beat Karen and Rusevori. So
I agree with you, Chris, only because I had him going like 2 rounds further than he actually did in my fucking Australian Open bracket. So fuck the Germans.
they never did anything good for me.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
Can we skip to Rio de Janeiro now?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
We're
You
going
guys-
to
you guys
Brazil, like
ready?
we mentioned before. Chris seems excited about it. We're seeing Carlos Alcaraz again. We're seeing the Argentina Open finalist and loser Nicholas Jarry again. We're going to see Cam Norrie for the first time since the Australian Open, as well as a few folks that have competed in South America since then. Chris, what do you got for us in Rio de Janeiro?
Exactly that. Why is Carlos Alcaraz minus 150 and the guy who just won the tournament is plus 3,500? You gotta be kidding me. I wish I believed that Acosta had back-to-back in him. I do. But man, how disrespectful to put him at plus 3,500. Guy is playing out of his mind. Jerry at plus 1,200. I will never bet on that guy ever again. What a letdown. He should have never even been in the final. As Echeverry, yeah, go put on 2 no strips next time. Maybe it'll get you around because you're killing me, Smalls. Huge disappointment. Never ever betting on him again. I like Cam Norrie coming back after the Australian Open. I actually tend to side with Vic that I like players that are active, but in this case, I'm going against that. I really like Cam Norrie plus 1,000, and I think he wins this tournament.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Wow. On clay. All
See,
right. I love that.
I'm gonna go chalk here, man. I mean, Alcaraz has he's not won a tournament since before the Cincinnati Open last year. He's been on a bit of a tailspin. Sinner's taken all the shine lately about being the new hot young gun. So I think Alcaraz gets it done minus 150. I'm gonna go chalk here. Alcaraz minus 150 for 2 units. Make it.
Can you please send me those 2 units, please? I'll go ahead and take that bet from you.
All right, yeah. You want to take that? You want me to give that with you?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think young Carlos Alcaraz goes to Rio de Janeiro to break his slump. This is not a slump busting tournament. I think he looks worse than ever here, and man, I would love that money, Vic.
All right, you got it. I'm looking forward to getting paid next Sunday by you.
You got it.
For the audience, for our viewers, Cam Norrie is the reigning champ, 2023 winner. The 2022 winner was Carlos Alcaraz. So both these guys are going to be going head to head, and I think appropriately they are seeded, 1 and 2, right, Vic?
Well, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Yep, that is correct.
So this is going to be a fun one for sure. The odds reflect, I think they reflect who is most likely to win is Alcaraz. Everyone's calling him the next best clay court player after Nadal. Cam Norrie doesn't have a terrible track record on clay either, though. And
yeah, it's like he won last year or something.
Yeah, he won last year. Yep.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
Okay.
I think, okay, just my opinion here. I think we're counting out Sebastian Baez plus 2,200 to
You
win.
love betting on Sebastian Baez. You love betting on Sebastian Baez.
Dude, the dude is a dog. That guy plays tennis no matter what the tournament he's in. I think he thrives more on hard court, but I think he wants to win. I think he wants an early win this season because he has such a prominent end to his 2023 season. And I think he's been denied it a little bit early on in 2024. Plus 2,200 on Sebastian Baez to win outright in Rio de Janeiro. I'm taking that for Baez. I don't believe that that Alcaraz and Norrie are down here to win. I think this is a warm-up for Nori. I think this is still a tune-up for Alcaraz. Jerry, we just saw get kind of dismantled by Diaz Acosta. And then the other two guys above him in the odds are Francisco Cerundolo, who has fallen short in the past two tournaments, in the past 2 weeks, exactly. And Laszlo Djere, who I haven't seen him play since the Australian Open, and he lost in the first round. He got embarrassed in the first round.
He lost. He was in Argentina. He lost in Argentina. He did not play well.
Oh, he did. Okay, thank you.
Ben, hold that thought.
Holding.
I would also like one unit on Sebastian Baez. Do you realize this guy is 5-2, and he absolutely dismantled Facundo Diaz Acosta at Cordoba, 6-3, 6-1. Yeah, this dude is good. I actually
Baez?
I love this guy.
Me too. That's why Vic is making fun of me. Apparently, I get made fun of.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying, he's going to have to play either Stan the Man or Diaz Acosta in the second round. So not exactly an easy draw. And then he'd have Alcaraz in the quarters. So he's going to have to go through it to make it to the semis. He's not walking through some bums to get there.
That's a fair point. That's a really fair point. I think Stan the Man is almost an automatic bet in the first. I think he's automatic first round bet. Very close to automatic second round bet in just about any tournament.
I'm betting Stan the Man first round against Diaz Acosta. Yes. Diaz Acosta coming off his first ATP Tour win, going against Stan the Man. And I think you're going to get Stan the Man at dog odds in day one as well. So 100% taking Wawrinka day one.
Oh my God. Sign me up for that. Jesus. All right.
Well, minus 115 is what I'm seeing right now. Minus 115 for Stan the Man tomorrow. So yeah, let's do that.
Finger guns all day on that. Okay. Love that. Rio's, even though Rio is just a 250 event. Oh, sorry. This is a 500 event. My bad. This is shaping up to be a banger.
Yeah. Should be a good one. I mean, I like watching the clay, watching the clay games versus hardcore is definitely a lot more, nuance, I would say, to it, with the spins on the ball and all that. So,
agree with you there.
I do like the getting to watch clay a little bit earlier this year.
I get frustrated with the quality of the clay courts that we have on this Golden Swing. So I don't know if you've been watching a lot of the tournaments on clay leading up to this, but they have the ball, if it hits the line, it will skip off the line a little bit. Even though it's an in ball, it won't take the same trajectory it would off of the fucking clay as it would off the line. And like they don't have VAR or whatever they call it in tennis. They don't have video.
Why don't
Eagle eye.
It's the umpire gets off the stand every time and goes and looks at the marks, which they do in Spain in Roland Garros, but there's still video there, so it's annoying. It's a little annoying.
So back to Wawrinka real quick.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I love talking about Stan.
He's going up against Diaz Acosta, who just won Buenos Aires, right? Where's Buenos Aires?
Argentina.
Where's Acosta from?
Argentina.
He's going away from his home court, number home court advantage. He's living the high life right now, winning that tournament. There's no chance Stan drops that. Let's go, Stan.
One thing to note, Stan has, this just reminded me of this. Stan's got a one-handed backhand. Since Tsitsipas fell out of the top 10, this is the first time in ATP history that there has not been a player in the top 10 with a one-handed backhand. Everybody in the top 10 now is going to be two-handed backhand. So just a little tennis trivia for you if you're at the bar and that comes up for bar trivia. This is the first time in ATP history that there's not anybody with a one-handed backhand in the top 10.
Stan's going to take that place, apparently. I love it.
I can't believe you just told me that. That was the trivia question last night.
You could have got some free wings if only we had done this podcast a day earlier.
More like free wangs.
That would have to be some hyper-specific tennis trivia.
That's That's the only kind of trivia I go to is hyper-specific tennis trivia.
Hey, if that's your deal, I kind of like that. Keep it
All
up.
right.
All right.
And
We've
then,
covered
speaking
Doha.
of-
We've covered Rio de Janeiro. What do we got left? We've got Los Cabos, Mexico.
Yeah, Los Cabos. And, speaking of Tsitsipas, he's a 2 seed here. Alexander Zverev is the 1. Tsitsipas is 2. Demon is at 3. Casper Ruud 4. Roman, I don't know how to say his fucking name. The dude who
Safulin.
always loses to Safulin, the guy who always loses to Holger Rune is 5. And then Kekmanovic is 6. Max Purcell at 7. And Jordan Thompson at 8. Honestly, I think this is probably the weakest field of the 3 tournaments this week.
For sure.
I didn't see any futures odds on this one, Ben. I don't know if you did.
I do. I have futures on this one.
Okay, yeah, you wanna throw them out there?
Yes, sure. So Alexander Zverev, obviously the favorite to win at plus 210, followed very closely by Stefanos Tsitsipas at plus 450. Alex de Minaur, by the way, you talking about no fucking name. What do you call it when you have big name cred? Anyway,
Recognition.
name recognition. Yeah, but whatever. Alex de Minaur plus 600. Casper Ruud plus 600. First time we're seeing Casper Ruud in a while.
Yeah,
Jack Draper, first time we're seeing Jack Draper in a while, plus 1100. Here's your boy Roman Safulin, plus 1800. Miomir, a couple episodes ago, Chris had a confusion here, plus 2000. He loves Miomir.
Yo, I
Everyone,
have
big
better
Miomir
odds
fan.
on all of those. I have way better odds on all of those.
Oh,
I've got 700 on Demon and Rude. I've got 1200 on Draper, and I've got 2500 on Mir.
Okay, hang on. This is a good opportunity. We can do this live. We can do this analysis. What's your Zverev? This is DraftKings is a way. You got DraftKings?
Yeah.
Or you're on DK?
Way square. I'm on Bovada. DraftKings is definitely more square than Bovada. As Bovada is super square, don't get me wrong. But holy fuck, is our American books more square? American online books. So let's do this live. Zverev, what do you got? I got 210.
Plus 225.
All right, 15 points. That's not bad.
Tsitsipas. I got
Plus
450.
Okay.
You got
Rude plus 700. Demon plus 700. Draper plus 1200. Roman plus 2200. Kekmanovic plus 2500. Garan plus 2500. What do you got on Garan?
Garan plus 2500. So it seems like we even out there. You were 100 above. What do you got for Draper?
Plus 1200.
Okay,
You're
1100.
at 1100,
Rude
but
600.
Kekmanovic
Demonor 600.
You
Tsitsipas
have plus
450.
2000 for Kekmanovic, right?
Yeah.
I have plus 2500.
Damn, that's huge. That's a huge gap.
That's huge. Jinx, don't fucking talk for the rest of the podcast. Unjinx.
Oh shit. Yeah, might be worth a half a unit on Kecmanovic then. That's
Just for
huge.
the value.
What a huge disparity there. That's live value, folks.
That's right. So who do you like, Ben? What's your pick for
I mean, looking at these names, looking at where they're playing, how recently they've played, I mean, obviously I like Demonor at plus 600. Chris, what do you got Demon at?
Plus 700.
I love that. This is hardcourt, by the way, even though it's in Mexico, in whatever.
Well, it's Cabos.
outdoor hard courts in Los Cabos.
Yeah, so maybe I have to take that into effect. They're coming from Rotterdam, indoor hardcourt.
Yeah, that's a bit of a flight. He does have a bye in the first round. The top 4 seeds have byes in the first round, so he's not going to be playing until Wednesday, I think. So he's got some time to get back, get ready.
It's a little crazy to me that I'm seeing Alex Michelson, and Marcus Giron, both Americans, at plus 2,500, both competed in Dallas and Delray, indoor then outdoor, on hardcourt. even odds, even though Jerome had a much better, he had a better performance than Michelson.
Jerome's been on fire. He's been looking good. He has looked
Yeah.
great throughout the tournaments. Yeah,
I feel
definitely.
like he'd be a top 20 player if he was taller.
Yeah,
He's a little guy.
5'9".
dude, he put a lot of those height stats into his fucking legs. Dude's
Yeah.
got fucking
Yeah.
legs and ass for days.
Guy squats
And
500.
ass sweat for days. Jesus
I'll
Christ.
put $20 on it that he squats at least 500.
Oh yeah, I'm not even betting. I'm not fucking disputing that. No way. Um, I'm surprised. I'm
All right, hold
surprised
on.
that Draper has better odds. I'm surprised that Safulin has better odds than guys like Michelson and Jerome. I don't see. You know what? Safulin is a better tennis player than Michelson for sure, probably than Jerome. Kecmanovic is right there with Safulin in my eyes. Casper Ruud hasn't. When's the last time anyone's seen Casper Ruud?
Australia.
I can barely remember what he looks like.
He's a ghost.
There it is. Who's
The
that
ghost and the
driving?
demon.
Patrick Swayze.
Hey, so the demon, he took Rublev to 5 sets at the Australian Open. He had a great showing in his last tournament. He's coming in here hot as fuck. He's at plus 700. I love him to win this tournament.
Wow. Okay.
Are we
Okay.
really seeing Chris bet against Big Z? He's had a boner for Big Z all fucking year.
Listen, I'll make my money on Big Z throughout the tournament, but I think it comes down to Big Z and Demon in the final. I'm taking Demon in the final,
Semifinals.
and I want to put 5 units on that.
Oh damn!
5 units.
Future. 5 unit
Wait.
future.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And
I
plus,
need you to clarify.
meet in the semifinals. They meet in the semifinals.
Yeah, you want to put 5 units on Demonor to win the whole thing?
To win the quarter.
Oh,
I don't have
quarter odds.
You don't have any quarter odds?
Wait, do you have quarter odds?
Yes.
All right, hang on. Let me pull them up.
I don't have quarter odds. Where the fuck are you getting these quarter odds?
I don't have quarter odds for this one.
All right. Well, I like the defending champ of Los Cabos, a man we just talked about, the one-handed backhand, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Dude just fell in the fucking top 10. He's defending champ here. He's got a relatively easy draw until the quarters when he's going to meet Kecmanovic, and then in the semis he'd probably go against Ruud. I think Tsitsipas is going to defend his title here. Try to get back, and he needs to defend these fucking points to keep from falling even further down the ranking. So
True.
I like Tsitsipas to win this one at plus 450, right? That's what you said, Ben?
Yes. Plus 450.
Yeah, I'm on Tsitsipas.
All right. So I'm taking Sebastian Baez in Rio de Janeiro, parlaying it with Alex de Minaur in Los Cabos, plus 18,300 odds. And we're putting $5 on that.
You know what that's called, folks? That's called gambling. That's called gambling.
Guys, we're putting $5 on it to win 920. I like both of these picks. I really do. I think Demon is a lock, and I think Baez is a little bit of an outsider. That's why we get him at plus 2,200, though. This is a fat $5 in the 920.
If you
Lock
like it,
in.
you must add a couple zeros to that 5. Come on, bitch. You won't do it. Add a couple zeros to that 5.
I will add 1 0 to this. And now we are paying out $9,200. I can't wait for you to see me cash that check, baby.
Dude, I want you to win that one. I want you to win that one.
All right, I'm locking it in right now.
Jesus. I mean, the guy who played tennis.
For the followers, don't size your units based off of us.
Yeah. Chris, can you place your bet in units or state your bet in units?
2 units. Here we go. On a plus 18,300. This will be my only time once per quarter Hail Mary play. I love it, though. I'm not going to lie, sitting here thinking about it, looking at it. I love this play. Let's get
Hell
rich.
yeah. Let's go.
I've
I'm
I've
not.
been involved in worse get rich quick schemes. Okay.
That's right.
Hey, that's
Them
fair.
pigeons. Let's flip them pigeons. That's gonna be a new thing. I was doing finger guns a lot. I think I'm gonna do flipping pigeons now.
You guys want to know a fun fact about me?
Yeah.
My last name is Dove, and whenever I would hit a 3-point shot in basketball, the whole student section would stand up and do this and go, "Woo, woo!"
That's
It
pretty
was
cool.
sick.
That's cool. That's a fun
That's pretty
fact.
cool.
So they would do it because I was the center, despite being 6 feet tall, because I was a beast on the boards and I could play the inside. But so I would almost never shoot a three. So it only happened like 4 times, but it was sick.
You hear that, folks? You can be a center in high school basketball in Southeast Ohio at 6 foot.
At 6 foot tall, baby.
6 foot.
All right. Well, hey, my pick for Los Cabos is Demonor. I don't know if I said that already, but I like him at plus 600.
700.
700, yes, I forgot. I'm placing that through Chris. Love that. Dude's playing amazing tennis. The dude, there's like 3 guys in the world that Demonar couldn't get through right now the way he's playing. And it's Djokovic, Sinner, probably Medvedev either. I'm going with he doesn't have to face any of those guys. He can beat Zverev. Fuck that.
I think he's the best
Demonor.
player in the tournament. I really, truly believe he's the best player in this tournament. And you know how much I love Big Z. But Demon is
That's true.
on fire right now. On fire right now. And you're getting him at plus 700. Like, it's a no brainer. I don't even care if this bet loses. I have to take it.
All right. I like it.
I agree, but you also don't have to parlay it.
No. That's just for funsies.
Okay.
No.
All right, then we're on the same page. We're doing great.
I'm going to put a 2-unit single bet on it as well. That will cover my losses from the parlay and give me a little coin.
All right. It's all right.
Listen, if you're not having fun doing it, why are you doing it?
Agreed.
Also, dude, I really like Baez, man. He's 5-2 on clay. He's playing well. I don't disagree it's an outside shot, but that's why you get it at plus 2,200, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. I love bias too. All right, boys. That covers all the tournaments coming up this week. We'll have another episode before we have another major change in what we can expect from matches. Chris, you got something? Go ahead.
I just want to give a big shout out to Tennis Tonic, possibly the greatest website ever. Such quick reference for head-to-head matchups, for how people are performing on different services. Shout out to Tennis Tonic, always up to date. I love you with all my heart.
Nice shout out. Now that was a good shout out. That was a dope shout out. Good one, Chris.
Agreed. Chris, did you want to shout out? Did you brag about your heater already this week? Did you?
No, but we talked about it a little bit previously, but now we're going to show all the winning tickets. So I don't have Prize Picks. I can't use it in Ohio. However, my friends in California completely dominated this week. 10 out of 10 legs, baby. Let's go. I watched so many points of so many matches. I had such a good read on how people were playing. I don't know if you noticed, a lot of players were complaining during the matches about the surface there. So the clay was very what's the word? It was breaking apart a lot, right? So like the surface was kind of crap. It was, there you go, very brittle. Jerry hated it. I think it was a little bit of a cop out. Echeverry got hurt because of it. His foot slid as he's trying to hit a backhand, rips something in his side. I don't know, man. He tried to gut it out. When he lost the second set, he retired. I like one of the only time, like Milos retiring, I don't even know what was wrong with that guy. Right. I don't like.
Always hurt. He's one of those guys. His body just does not hold up, and it's a shame because he's pretty fucking good, man. That guy can play. If he could stay healthy, he could do some damage, but he just has a terrible time staying healthy.
So I will say, Milos retiring won me that bet. I did have a little bit of luck on the 10 out of 10 leg. but you still can't hate on the funsies that we had. We watched it live in the Discord, streaming it from the FanDuel app. Shout out to FanDuel. Love the way that they're doing things. Most sports, if you place a bet on it, they'll let you stream it. Only thing I've seen that it doesn't let you do that is the UFC. But it's a great way to watch tennis for free. Place a small bet on the match, stream it live. I love checking the total games, how they fluctuate based on break points. It's just fun to see the trends. Dude, I had more fun this week betting than ever before in my life because of tennis. Shout out to FanDuel and their live streaming.
Come make money, boys and girls. Let's go.
Oh, biggest winner of the week. Shout out to my boy J5, turning $5 into $7.50. Let's go.
That's a fucking huge come up. I mean, that's just
Jarvin for his little boy.
Speaking of,
Here we go.
we didn't play
I'm
some
just
legends there.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. Chris fucking killed it this week. I mean, this guy was hitting overs, unders, left, right, up, down. Unreal. I wish I tailed on all of his bets because he made so much money. Tune
Yes.
in, get on the platforms he's on, get on the platforms we're on. We're all making money. So we have our
We
up
will
weeks, we
be
have our
posting-
down weeks. Long term, this is what we're about, though, making money. Chris, go
We
ahead.
will be posting the winning tickets on Twitter and in this video, so you can see the fruits of our labor. Again, shout out to Tennis Tonic. I love you.
Panasonic, we love you. That any other shout outs, boys? Vic, Chris?
No, just love the new name. Love the new name, the Gambling Racket. So big. I think that's a big come up. And I got to give shout out to Ben for coming up with that one. Flip some pigeons for Ben. Flip some pigeons for Ben coming up with that name.
Thank you, boys.
Also, shout out to the other Double Fault podcast. Sorry about your luck, but we're better than you, and we know it. So we'll see you soon.
Hey,
Yeah,
the
we'll
more
see.
competition we have in this
Motherfucker.
space, the better. That means the more folks we have to gauge ourselves against. We are the best in the biz. Come check us out. Hey, go check out their stuff too. We love them. Great dudes, having fun doing what they do. Are they as good as us with the money? Probably not. Stick here for the money making. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been the Gambling Racket, episode 6. And we'll be back next week with episode 7. Thank you all. See you next time.
Check out the live tracker in the comments.
Oh, good call out. Good call out.
Live tracker in the comments.
Guns.
Live tracker.
All right, we're done.
Right, nice.